Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn Wilson. Welcome to my home and welcome to a brand new year. Happy New Year to all of you. I hope you got to see our New Year's Eve greeting to all of you on yesterday's video. It was just something fun and quirky to do and just to celebrate the new year. So it's a fresh start. I love starting something new. I love to open a brand new book. I love to open a new magazine I haven't read. I love to try a new recipe. I love to visit a place I've never been before. I like new things. I like opening a new package. So let's open our new package together. Let's start a fresh year together. Let's start a fresh start together. None of us know what the year is going to bring. None of us know what today's going to bring. But I have a sign that I leave by my coffee pot. Your attitude determines your direction. And yes, I purchased this at the Dollar Tree. It's a nice wood block. Is that not a perfect thought for today? Your attitude determines your direction. Now, I don't know what 2022 is going to bring. I didn't know what 2020 was going to bring or 21. But I said to my husband, 2020 was sort of a kind of year. I don't know if you can have a word for but that's what it was. 2021 going into it, I didn't feel enthusiastic and wow, but I did feel that it was a start of a new beginning of some sort. And it was. There were a lot of new beginnings for us and our family. Some changes, some new beginnings. I guess that's the best way to say it. We got through the year and it was not as heavy as 20. 21 wasn't as heavy, but it was different. But I really feel that 22 has more hope for me. I feel more encouraged about 22. I feel like I have more hope in 22. Why do I feel that way? I can't give you I can't give you the ingredients to that recipe and say, well, if you try this recipe, you too will have the same hope I have. It is a feeling that I have, and I'm going to go with it. Am I wrong? I could be, but you know what? I'm going to go with it. I have spent the last few weeks in prayer about my future and different things happening. I've done my devotions, and I've just been asking the Lord to lead me in the right direction. And this is just where I feel that I'm at. So I thought I'd jump on here and I want to share with you my verse for the year, my theme for the year, and my word for the year. And then just some highlights of some things that I really feel that, things have been tugging at my heart that I'll be highlighting in some up and coming videos. So let's start with my word for the year. How many of you have a word? I would love in the description below for you to leave me your word for the year. And if you have a reason you want to, if it's something you're willing to share, why you've chosen that word. I know Jan from New York City chose simplicity. And last year that was my word, simplicity. And Money Mom chose the word compassion. I watched their 2 videos this morning. They were doing a collab. Both words are fantastic. Mine's a little different. You know, most people have these great words. Mine's different. Very different. It's different from me, and it's probably different for you. Rebuilding. What? Yeah, my word is rebuilding. This year, I am rebuilding my life. I'm taking back some things that I need to take back. I'm rebuilding some other things, and you got to stay tuned for that. So that's my word for the year. My theme for the year, this is a theme for Lynn Wilson, is honoring God. I just feel like I need to do that more in my own personal life. And some of that will be reflected on my channel, and some of it is just something that, like an internal thing that I need to do for me between my relationship with the Lord. And if you're not a Christian, you're not faith-based, anything like that, that's okay. That's your choice to make. I've made my choice, and I know it's the right choice for me. And for me, the right choice is that I need to honor God more this year in everything that I do. So on that note, I've given you my word. I've given you my theme. Now let me give you my theme verse for the year. A wise woman builds her home, and a foolish woman tears it down. That's in Proverbs 14:1. I have a friend and a YouTube viewer and follower who made me a beautiful quilt, and she put that verse on there for me. It is a verse that I've shared with you before. I've done many devotions on it. If you've watched my podcast, I've done that verse in particular. I've done a devotion on it. But for me, I just need to build my home. So let me give you some thoughts that I'm going to be reflecting on over the next year. And some of those will be coming out in my videos. Maybe not directly, but it's kind of my thought process, my theme for some of my videos, and for my life and for my home. So this year I want to build a home and not just a house. In a lot of ways, I feel like I live in a house. We live in a house. And I need to have more of a home. And I know many of you have commented, oh, I love coming to your home. It's cozy, it's this, it's that. And I certainly hope it is. And yes, there is aspects of that. But you know how you know you're behind the scenes in your own mind, there are things you need to work on. So I'm going to be building more of a home and not just a house. And I'll go into that a little bit more. But I want to build a safe haven. I want to build a peaceful place. And I want to build a place to find refuge. Another thing that I want to be doing is making my daily tasks a joy. Yes, even the laundry, I want to make that a joy. And doing the dishes, I want that to be a joy. I need to take that back and remember why I'm doing it, who I'm doing it for, and why it should be a joy. I'll be going into that later on in another video. Another thought for the year for me is I want to be a better steward of what I have. And most of us, when you say a better steward, usually reflects finances. Yes, that is one aspect, but there's a lot more that I would like to cover in my own life. Another thing is that I have been putting myself out there, and people are listening to me. So I want to be a wise woman with my words, a wise woman with encouragement, and a wise woman with hope for all of those that are listening to me, whether it's on my podcast, whether it's on my YouTube channel, whether it's when I do speaking engagements, whether it's where I am in home, where I am at the office, or where I am in ministry. Then I have 12 items that I've written down, and I'm going to talk about this later on in another video. But finding balance in 12 items this year in my own life. 12 things that I need to rebuild balance in. And I've listed 12 things, and I like things lining up. So there are 12 months in the year. So I know it's crazy. I think in numbers. There's 12 months in the year. I came up with 12 items. Will I do one a month? Well, not necessarily, but I do like to have a theme a month. I like one month to be the theme for this and another month the theme for that. It just sort of helps me plan out my month and plan out maybe how I want to do things better. I'm very much a purpose-driven person. I like what I do to have a purpose. So if I'm going to do a craft, I don't like to just do a craft because. I know that sounds silly, but, you know, hobbies should be fun and things like that. But for me, when I do a craft, such as card making, there's a purpose behind it because I can do that to encourage someone. I can do that to repurpose items that I have that in my stash. Everything I do, I like it to have a purpose. It's just the way my mind operates. If I make a meal, there has to be a purpose behind it. My husband sometimes will say to me, how about we do this? And I'm like, what's the purpose in it? And to my husband, it's like the purpose is just because we want to have fun. It's a cool thing to do. And in my mind, there has to be a purpose behind it. Between the two of us, it keeps us balanced because sometimes I need to lighten up and do it just because. And other times, my husband needs to find more direction and purpose in it. So I think we balance each other. But I really want to rebuild and repurpose and find balance in 12 areas of my life. And I'll be going over that again in a later video. So to wrap all this up, is everything that I'm trying to say? How do I explain it? What am I talking about? And I spent this morning in just some meditation and some prayer. And believe it or not, I was watching some videos. My TV's right over here. My husband was sleeping in this morning. It's a rainy day here in New Jersey. It's been a rainy week. It's New Year's Day, and it's very doomy and gloomy outside looking. I'll tell you one thing. Not inside here and not inside here. I decided that I got up today, and I said, you know what? I got to sleep in a little bit. I was off today. I said, but you're not going to sit around in your pajamas, and you're not going to waste the day. So I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get up. I'm going to shower right away. A nice hot shower, wash my hair, wash my face, get myself cleaned up, put on some fresh clothes, brush my teeth, get my makeup on. I'm going to come down. I made cinnamon rolls and bacon. Ooh, yeah, crispy bacon. And I made that for breakfast this morning. I had 2 cups of coffee. Everybody was sleeping. So I spent some time in meditation and prayer. Then I started writing some notes. Then I started watching some videos. I thought, you know what? I'm taking some time for Lynn to be refreshed, to be rejuvenated, and to rebuild myself. That's another thing I'm working on this year, is rebuilding who Lynn is and where Lynn wants to go. But I'll talk about that later on. So all of this rolled up into one thing. This is where I'm going to end the video. I am reevaluating my life after years of motherhood and special needs and marriage, after 34 years of giving to the family in all of those areas. What is next? Stay tuned. I hope that I can share some hope and encouragement and inspiration this year on what is next in my life. Where am I going? What am I doing? What's happening? What am I rebuilding? Stay tuned. We're going to stick together this year. 2022 is going to be a good year because our attitude is going to determine what direction that you and I are going in. I hope you stay tuned. Stick with me. We'll see you all on the next video.